Darla Nelson here, and I wanted to just share a couple tips. So often people let me know that they have a hard time on the weekend because they're trying to lose weight, they're trying to stay healthy, and now it's the weekend and all caution goes to the wind, right? So just a couple tips I'm going to share with you for just a few minutes. So number one is to stay focused and keep with your normal routine. So one of the big things that throws us up on the weekend is we let our weekend routine be very different than during the week. And that's okay to a certain extent. It's just that so often what we do is we allow ourselves to just, and everything goes crazy. Our sleep schedule is different, what we eat is different, and so that can totally mess us up. So if you can try to stay focused and keep with your normal routine, and maybe on Sunday morning you sleep in just a little bit, but not like till 10 or 11 o'clock, right? Because that's going to mess up your normal routine, even on how you eat. Number two, this is a big one. Number two, limiting your alcohol. So a lot of people on the weekends, it's actually proven, studies have shown that alcohol is one of the top sources of extra weekend calories. And it's not that you can't have that glass of wine every once in a while, but there's things to think about instead. So a few ideas. Maybe you're going to exercise. Maybe you catch up with a good friend over coffee. Maybe you're going to read a good book. All those things that you can do instead of, right? So if you know you're going to go to a party, let's say, and you know that there's going to be wine or whatever, that you plan to have a glass or two, then make sure that you're drinking lots of water in between each glass of wine. Before and after, of course, always water, always water. Number three, eat a healthy breakfast. This one is so important. It's one of my favorite tips for any day of the week. And it's how your healthy breakfast, it actually starts your metabolism, helps you to control your appetite all day, and sets the foundation for how the rest of the day is going. So try to stick true to that. I have one of my favorite recipes that I have on the weekends, and that is oatmeal pancakes. So during the week, I'm kind of one of these people that likes to eat the same thing every morning. And so I have still cut oats with fruit and some almond milk, pretty much 5 days a week. On the weekends, my husband cooks for me, so that's cool. He makes me breakfast. Usually he'll make breakfast on Saturdays, but I like to make oatmeal pancakes, and we often have those on Sundays. And so that's a really healthy, there's no flour in it. It's literally oatmeal, bananas, milk, cinnamon. If anybody wants the recipe, just let me know. Number four is to stick with the basics. So when you're planning meals for the weekend, whether you're at home or maybe you're going to a restaurant, make sure to load up your plate with lean proteins, lots of fruit and vegetables, whole grains, and stop eating when you feel satisfied. That's going to be key to helping you keep off the weight that you've already lost and not to go downhill on the weekend, right? And then number five is to be smart when you're dining out. So even on the weekends, we actually eat out a lot. We're actually eating out tonight. We're bringing it home though, because our grandbaby's coming over. But one of the main things that we do when we eat out is we share. So I went out to eat with a friend last night and we shared our meal. So the great thing about that is that you're not only saving on calories, but you're also saving on money, right? And so we shared a dinner last night, and that really helps with calories as well. So another helpful tip for eating out is maybe skipping the bread basket, or you start with a salad, something to fill you up so that you're not having all those extra calories. And then, like I said, splitting your main tray and sharing it. Or what I've also done is there's a restaurant here I love, one of my favorite places, Memo's Cocina in Turlock. They serve their tacos in threes if you order the taco revocados. 2 tacos makes me absolutely stuffed, and so, but it comes with 3. And so I always try to either share, my daughter's with me, we share the 3 and we get an extra one, so we each get 2. Or if I'm there by myself, I'll ask right away to have a to-go box so that I take that 3rd taco home and I don't eat it, because I will eat it unless it's going in the to-go box to go. So that's a little thing to think about. So I don't really have a problem with like a bread basket, but you put me in a Mexican restaurant and oh my goodness, if I'm not mindful, I will down that entire basket of chips. I love Mexican chips and salsa. So what I try to do is consciously think about how many chips. If you need to, count them out. Count out 6 chips. I like to think of the chips. Here's a corn tortilla, right? So that's about 4 to 6 chips, depending on the size of the chips. So imagine that every time you go to eat all those chips, you wouldn't just sit there and eat 12 tortillas, right? But that's what you're doing when you're just downing all those chips. So just some little tips to help you. I know that helps people to have more success on the weekend, and I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you again